Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. So it's my turn to do the makeup that I wore at school. I didn't actually wear much makeup at school because I was just into sport, that was it. All I wanted to do was play netball, hockey and basketball. I didn't care about anything else. But by the 5th year I suddenly got into a bit of makeup. But things that we did do at school, so I'm going to do a little bit of my college makeup as well because that was truly horrific. But firstly, I want to touch on a few things that I did do at school. Now we had to wear school uniform, so I had a white shirt, so I've put a white shirt on today. And for some reason, I was at high school in the 90s. For some reason, we had to wear a tie, and for some reason, we all wore our ties the wrong way round. So you would tie it, I can't even remember how you do a tie, like that. Oh, look at that, I've still got it. And you'd wear it really short, so it was like that short. Can you see? So it was like that short, and you tuck this bit in here, and we'd all wear it the wrong way round. So you had like a little tiny bit of the tie, and sometimes we'd even push that bit up, so you had a square bit at the end, like that. And then if anyone pulled your tie and gave you a woody, you were gutted because it meant that you couldn't undo your tie. When you'd have PE, you'd get told off because you couldn't get your tie off in time. So, got my tie on, never did the top button up, bit of a rebel. Then, what I did do was when I started high school, my sister was in the 5th year. So, it's only 3 years between us, but in school years, she was in the 5th year, I was in the 1st year. I had my foundation and it was so pale that she would just make all her friends laugh at me. And she used to say to me, because she was a senior prefect, she'd say to me, do you know that senior prefects can give detentions? And I'd be like, no they can't. She'd be like, yeah, if you don't give me your sunglasses, because she would have forgotten her sunglasses, you don't give me your sunglasses, I'm going to give you detention. And I'd be like, okay, because I just didn't know. But then I realised that's not true, obviously. But what I did used to do is wear pan stick. So I've got a pan stick, and I wore it far too light for me. I've got a couple here because I'm going to see which one. I wore Max Factor pan stick and they still do it, and I just went and bought it and it smells the same. Smells so weird and synthetic and not real. And I wore this, and what I would do is just wipe it on my skin. Obviously far too pale for me, a bit pink as well. And this pretty much carried on through, this was kind of in my 5th year and it carried on through to college, but I went a few steps further. Oh, must get it over the lips. Went a few steps further when I got to college, which I will add, because they were truly horrific. Then I'd get a sponge. It would never be a good quality sponge. It would always be one of those little white sponges that was falling to bits. Rub that in. I had a really round face at school as well. And I was thinking, actually, through my whole school years, I never had a detention. Not once. I was quite good behaved. Well, good behaved? Well behaved. Not very well educated, but quite well behaved. And I'm still best mates with a lot of my school friends, which I love. Work that right their way in. I didn't really have any eyebrows at school. Now I've dyed them, but they were really, really fair. Next I'd go in with concealer, and I'd get myself my Rimmel concealer. I don't think I put it under my eyes when I was at school because I don't think I had any dark circles. I think they came with age, but I would always have the odd blemish, which I have now as well. I'd conceal that. This used to be all brown though. The colour of that bit used to be the whole thing. Or maybe it was flesh coloured, that bit actually. I think it was flesh coloured. I get my sponge. I think I would just use my finger to do this actually. Then onto brows, and I had the Rimmel brow pencil, and I'd spend when I got to the 5th year, I used to spend quite a lot of time doing my brows, but I used a colour that was far too dark, and I actually had the typical sperm brow. But I used to make it go really high, because obviously I'd copy my sister, because she was bigger than me, and I'd go really down. But it used to go quite a lot fuller. It was really rounded here. So it's kind of that sort of shape. Really heavy and round at the end. Bear in mind, this was the 90s. Now, one thing that if you were at school in the 90s, I left in 97, one thing I always had with me, always, was my Body Shop spray. This one's White Musk. I had one called Dewberry. Everyone had it. All of my friends, we all had, but we used to call it Dewberry. Hey, you got some Dewberry? Because we come from Norfolk, so everyone would be like, hey, you got some Dewberry? Oh, I'll give us a spritzy Dewberry. So I just went and bought this, and I was like in there asking, do you have Dewberry? And the lady was like, no, it discontinued a long time ago. I was like, oh, gutted, I just wanted to smell it. But White Musk is very similar. Well, it's not similar, but it's, you either had White Musk or Dewberry. Very funny. So anyone who remembers Dewberry, please let me know. There were certain things that always remind me of school as well. At the time, you had that chocolate advert. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. And we all used to walk around singing it. So weird, the things that you do at school that you think are so cool, and actually you're like, God, what were we doing? So yeah, my brows are done nicely bad. And then get a pressed powder, preferably one that came with this actual protector thing that looks like it cost nothing to make, and powder my skin into place, even though my skin was so dry anyway and didn't need any powdering. I want to make sure that lasts the whole day. So check that's all really well powdered in. I look ghostly white. Feels nice though, my skin feels super soft. Right. Then I'd get my bronzing balls. They were always bronzing balls, and they'd go absolutely everywhere when I opened them. And I'd get them on a giant brush that would be absolutely matted, and most of the balls would end up in the brush and I'd lose them. And then I'd just run that all the way over the face. To counteract how white my foundation was. Wouldn't end there though. Next, I'd then get a blusher that was far too dark and quite a browny tone on the same brush, so I didn't have another brush. And I'd pop that on the top of my cheeks. You know that draping trend? I think we started it. So that went on there. It's actually quite a pretty blusher. Maybe I might resort back to wearing my school makeup. A little bit mascara. This one is the Maybelline Mascara, because I think this one was about when I was at school. And I'd keep my lips completely pale, but what I would do is always have a lip salve. Now I always went for a strawberry one, we all did. We'd either have a strawberry scented plain one, or then they brought out these kind of slightly tinted coloured ones, and all lesson would just sit there putting more and more lip seal on our lips until I think it used to be much whiter. All day, just tons of this on. And also, when I was at school, I had super straight hair. Since having kids, I've got really curly hair, but when I was at school, it was super straight, so I'm going to straighten it. I didn't have straighteners when I was at school because we couldn't afford them. My mum and dad were going through a divorce and we couldn't afford it, so let me just straighten my hair now. I do have them. But my hair was naturally super long, so I think the weight of it just made it weigh down a bit. So that's basically what my hair was like at school and college, and I'd always, this bit wasn't cut in, it was just so long and no colour on it. It was basically this colour, and I'd always wear that behind my ears or in a ponytail. Then I went to college and decided that as I was doing a makeup course at college, my makeup needed to be amazing. So it went amazing. For some reason I went to all matte colours, apart from one really high shimmer. So I'd get myself a base eyeshadow, very matte, very light, and pop that all over my eyelid. Like that. This one is a Body Shop one. It really gives you flashbacks doing this, guys. You should do it, it's so funny. Then get myself a darker brown. Suddenly I had all these brushes in my life, so I was going to use them. And literally, I would follow my socket. Then, I would get the highest shine eyeshadow I could find. Let's see if this Body Shop one is high shine enough. I don't think that's high shine enough. Let's try this one. I think I used to use Crystal Avalanche by MAC, but I can't really remember. Let's try that. I'm gonna have to use my finger because I want a really high payoff from this. And I'd get a really high white blue undertone eyeshadow and just run it there. Like loads of it. And in every photo that I've got of me when I was at college, I had this. Same eyebrows. Everything else was matte. This was so high shine. I just got into boys, so I had to make myself look amazing, obviously. And this is what I thought was amazing. Didn't put any on my cheeks. Nope, nope, nope. Just on there. I'd then do my lips. Make sure those lips are really matted out first. Better do that. There's my concealer. And on my lips I use a Rimmel pencil. This one is in 50. And for some reason I really thought it was important to get a really sharp Cupid's bow. So as long as my Cupid's bow was sharp, I was winning. I need a slightly sharper Cupid's bow. It's not quite there. Do I have a darker pencil? It might give me it. This is when Spice was like the must-have pencil. Super sharp Cupid's bow. And inside that I'd put an almost nudie tone lipstick. Used to spend ages getting that Cupid's bow just right, just sharp enough. Suddenly I got into black eyeliner, so why not put it on? Sometimes I'd even take a little bit of my concealer and just run that in there as well, just to make that very, very light and lovely. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and try yours. It's quite a funny thing to do. What am I going to do with this white mask now? Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.